Aubrea.
Jenna, cheers.
Cheers.
This is our first time doing this, so we're learning as we go.
Yes, we are.
I'm so glad to be doing this with you.
Me too.
Thanks for the
Thank
idea. I love
you.
it. So to start out, we made a list of questions for ourselves to share. And our first one is, why are we making this podcast?
Yes. So Aubrey and I have known each other a couple of years now, and Aubrey invited me to a book club because she's part of a couple of different book clubs, right? And so we found that we had similar taste in books that we liked. And I always wanted to be part of a book club, but my schedule just never allowed it. And I joke that that's the whole reason I got my master's in liberal arts, was so that I could read books and then have people to discuss them with. And then I had a baby and I didn't. So we started reading books together. And then I mentioned to her, because I've always kind of wanted to do a podcast or a YouTube channel, like, we should do one together where we talk about these books. And she was all in. And so here we are.
Yeah.
And what about for you? What is your...
Well, I think in our group chat, we have multiple book club group chats going, but I think I said something like, all I want to do is talk about books, and all I ever do is talk about books. Like, if I could get monetized talking about books, I mean, it was a total joke. But then Jenna's like, other people do it. Not that we're trying to make money. We're actually just trying to make content, make something, create something,
and spend time together.
But yeah, so we're just going out on a limb to record ourselves talking about books.
That's
we'll
right.
see what happens.
That's right. So, all right. Now, we have, as Aubrey said, we have made some questions to kind of help you get to know us a little bit more and
help us figure out our own answers to these questions.
Exactly, because there are a lot of questions.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, what do you think is going to make our content unique?
Well, I think just the two perspectives, the fact that we don't always agree about the books, even if we read the same books. And also we often will read different books, like different genres. And I think that's good. And I also think that we have really good dialogue. Even when we agree or disagree, I find that I get a different perspective from Aubrea. It makes me think of things a little differently, which I think is fun.
I think so too. So we have, we're part of a really large, actually the largest book club in Alabama. That is very casual. You can go, it's at a tap house. It's great. So we from there have kind of gotten a little bit of a smaller group, and all of us are coming from different backgrounds, especially Jen and I. She's got a husband and a baby, or not a baby.
She's 6.
She's 6, but she's still the baby.
She's still our baby.
And I don't. So we talk all the time when we're discussing books about how you bring your own experience and perspective and thought processes and, into the characters. And it's kind of fun because we get to identify, well, I feel this way, but maybe that's because I'm a mom. And I might feel this way because I'm not. So I think it's fun. And I actually almost enjoy our book discussions when we disagree, even more than when we're on the exact same page. Loved it. Then there's nothing to talk about. We read it, we loved it, move on. But it's fun when we can.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, because see from a different perspective, because you're coming away from a book and you had a certain experience, and then to find someone that you're close to and they had a different experience, it kind of, So on to our next question.
We're reading from a list from behind the camera.
So when did you start reading, and was there a specific book or series that really got you hooked on reading?
Yes, there was. I have to say that Beverly Cleary is, I think, what really made me identify as a reader. I read Ramona Quimby age 8 when I was 8 years old, and I felt seen. I lived in the Pacific Northwest, and that book series is set in Portland. So her describing, I just was like, I am Ramona Quimby. This is, so I think that Beverly Cleary probably gets the main credit. I always grew up being read to by my parents. My parents were big readers. And then in high school and in college, I just was friends with people that would read. So, I finished this book, you should read it, kind of passing that along type of thing. I mean, it's the same thing we're doing now, but.
Right.
But I think Beverly Cleary gets the main credit there.
Oh, she's a good one. For me, same thing. My parents read to us. They're big readers, so they really wanted us to be readers. Um, for me, it was the Chronicles of Narnia. I love that it was children going on an adventure, and the fact that they made a difference in Narnia, and they were given responsibility. So I read that. I also read all the Nancy Drews. I was that weird kid that when I was like 6 years old, my dad asked me, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I just looked at him very seriously and said, "An FBI agent." And my
Oh,
mom,
yeah.
yeah, and my mom's like, "Don't you want to be anything normal, like a teacher?" I'm like, "The FBI is very normal." So I love Nancy Drew. It was like, that's what I'm going to be when I grow up. But I have to say, Narnia is what really got me. I mean, I must have read those so many times. And then, of course, from there you go Lord of the Rings and
Yeah,
then so on. So,
that's fantastic. I think that C.S. Lewis and
mhm.
the Chronicles of Narnia is so underrated because they're short books.
They
I mean,
are.
we're reading fantasy books now that are 800 pages, and
Yes.
he got it done in 200 pages that a
Yes.
you know 13-year-old or 12-year-old could understand,
And the
and
world
an
building.
adult can get behind.
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And the characters. Yeah, he was very good. All right.
Okay, let's see. What are we on? Number 4. What do you love about reading?
Um, I like the journey that it takes you on. I like suspending my disbelief, and I like that I can visit other worlds, other countries. Um, and I also think that I read this one time that like children who read fiction specifically, they are more empathetic because there's something about walking that journey with the main character. It kind of you're in their shoes, you're walking along beside them, and it really teaches you how to um, em- empathize with others and see things through their perspective. So I like that. I like getting to experience different lives.
I mean, logically, that just makes sense about the impact on kids because, I don't know what it's like to be a man or to be a Martian or to be, but you kind of learn.
Or get thrown into a cauldron.
Yep. Yeah, so many things. Yeah. I love it. Okay, I like the escapism, for better or worse. I like to just zoink myself out of this world into something else. Um, I really think though that my favorite thing, and I'm glad that we're doing this podcast for this reason, because I like to talk about books. I like to talk about books with other readers. I had an experience a couple months ago. Was it last summer? I think it was last summer. I was finishing the third book in Crescent City, and I was on vacation in Florida. I was visiting my mom, and she had to work during the day, and then we'd do stuff in the evenings. So I'm just bopping around Pensacola, Florida by myself, don't know anyone, and of course I'm carrying this book around because I'm gonna finish the book,
Right.
immediately, can't stop. And I can't tell you how many people were like stopping me on the street, literally, tell me where you are in that book right now. What just happened? I mean, and I told my mom that like all you need to make friends is carry around an SJM book, and she thought I was ridiculous. And then we got stopped all the time. So I think that it's also just an immediate community builder, immediate friendship. And I mean, you know this, you don't know this, but I moved from the West Coast to the South 2 years ago. I didn't know anybody. And I just feel like, it's harder when you're older to make friends,
Yeah.
not going to bars. But girl, go to a bookstore, you're going to make some friends.
There you go.
You make some friends, spend too much money on books, and probably get invited to 2 or 3 book clubs.
Exactly.
It is what it is. So I think that's what I like about reading.
Yeah, I love that. Um, where is your favorite place to curl up and read? And one, are you a curler upper?
I'm a curler upper. My feet are always falling asleep while I'm reading books. It's a problem. Mostly in my chair, because if I get in my bed, I'm just asleep immediately. I can't read in bed, but I can read in my chair and hold off the sleep a little bit longer. But anywhere really. I mean, if I'm in a waiting room, if I'm in traffic, I want to listen to an audiobook or have something going. Yeah, I think I would just read all day if I didn't have to work.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm the same. I mean, I prefer, like you, I'm a curler upper, so a cushy couch or chair, or I can read in bed. if I'm really tired, I'll fall asleep. But if the plot's really plotting, I will like be there. I will make myself stay awake. So,
And I love to read on airplanes.
yeah.
There's something about like, I can't move. I'm stuck in this seat for X amount of hours. It's loud with the engines. I don't know. It's something
I have
about
a
that
theory
just
about that
pulls me into the book even further.
because, like, I read fiction, and a lot of times with fiction, they're going on a quest, they're going on a
Oh,
journey,
yeah.
and you're in this plane. You're going on a journey.
You're excited.
So you're in transition just like they are. You're moving from one place.
Okay, I like that.
I think that's my
I like
theory.
that hot take. That's a good hot take.
Yeah.
For travel reading.
I've thought that before, and I always thought it was like, well, like, oh look, they're going on a quest. I'm not going on a quest, but I'm traveling. So
I'm not gonna slay any dragons, but I'm gonna get to Seattle.
That's right.
Okay, so book preferences, and by book preferences, we're talking about what genres are your favorites,
mm-hmm.
what media format you absorb it in, and also, do you have one book going or multiple at a time?
Okay. I prefer books. Don't like audiobooks. I mean, I don't like as strong, but they'll be the last option. I read mostly these days on my Kindle just because I'm on the go and I can have it in my purse. And if I'm like carpool line or soccer practice or whatever, I've got my Kindle. And at night, like my little girl wants to get to sleep, the light's not going to bother her, but I prefer books. I'm a multiple book reader, and I also genres I like a lot. I'm mostly the new romantasy. I love that. I like fantasy. I like sci-fi. I like historical fiction. Um, I'm not crazy about horror. I also like a good mystery and true crime. So yeah.
That's a good mix. I think that I would mirror that. I don't do as much true crime or thriller because I am harsh. I'm a harsh critic on books, especially thriller books, because I judge a lot of a book by how it ends, whether it's fantasy or just a literary fiction. I mean, historical fiction, you kind of got to go with how it went. But thrillers, I mean, sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is page turner, loving it. And then I don't like how it ends. I'm like, send it to the free library. So I do those more sparingly. I like romantasy. These are mostly romantasy up here. I like dark romance. I do dabble in the smut. Just don't judge me. I love historical fiction. Some of my favorite books, if I were to put a list of like my top 10, at least 3 or 4 are historical fiction, because I also like that you get into the story and then you're like, I'm going to Google what was real.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes.
And
I like fact checking the book.
Yeah. And honestly, anything that I see a movie trailer for that I'm like, ooh, but I knew it was a book, I'm probably going to buy the book and read it before I go see the movie.
So are you a book, Kindle, or audio?
I'm mostly book. Mm-hmm. I do audiobooks when I'm driving and when I'm cleaning. But like the book I'm reading right now, because I've been commuting quite a bit lately, I've been reading a couple chapters and then listening to a chapter when I drive in and drive back. But I definitely don't absorb the books as well as I do when I'm reading it. But if I have like a long road trip, audiobook. I don't even do podcasts. I just want to listen to audiobook.
Okay. And one book or multiple books at a time?
I prefer one. There are times when I will do 2 at the most. I cannot do more than that. But they have to be completely separate genres. Like right now, I am kind of going back and forth between Ninth House, and because the Downton Abbey movie number 3 is coming out next month, I was lent a book that's all about season 5 and the costumes and the scenery and the this. And so that's not a fictional book. I mean, it is about a fictional show, but so I can do that, but they can't be similar. Like I couldn't read Quicksilver and Silverlead at the same time. I'd be confused. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, true. So, are you a slow saver? Or are you a binge reader?
Guiltily, I'm a binge reader.
Okay.
And it's my own downfall because I forget a lot of things. But I'm also a rereader.
Okay.
So if I've sped through something, had a great time, and then like we're gonna have book club or something, I'll go back through and like be able to find the sections. I actually just, this is a complete aside, but I recently that's not a good example, but I recently started using tabs, the little tabs to just, hey, I think I'm future Aubrea, you're gonna want to reread this, and so that's actually been really helpful. So that's a
Okay.
good question too. Do you annotate or do you leave the
I
books
know.
clean?
I have not been an annotator.
I'm new to it.
I know. I might have to try it out because I haven't. And I think I am mostly a saver, but I'm a fast reader.
Yes.
So then I end up consuming a lot of books. I do kind of go like book to book to book. Although I will say, when I finished all the Mozverse, I had like 2 whole days just trying to figure out what am I going to read next, because I read all of her books. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then are you multiple or one? Did you
Uh,
answer that already?
I think I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll
Sorry.
read multiple
You
at
can
the same
edit
time.
that out, future Jenna.
Uh,
Okay, DNF or must finish the book?
I think my natural state is to be a must finish because of my OCD. But I now work full time. I'm a mom, I have a husband, I have like dogs. And so I don't have time. And my time is very, I mean, I'm the girl who watched like 10 seasons of a series I did not like because I had to finish it. But nowadays, I'm like, I don't have time for that. So if it's not doing it, I have DNF, but I don't DNF that much. And part of that is because I'm real picky.
Well, and you read really fast too. So you'll
really
get
fast.
2/3 of the way through the book and you're like, well, I can finish this in 2 days or DNF it. You read faster than me for sure.
So, and what about you? DNF or must finish?
I've been a must finish, but this summer,
Mm-hmm.
specifically because I'm in multiple book clubs, and then my growing stack of TBR stare at me, I've given myself more permission to DNF books that I'm not enjoying and also skip books from book club that I don't want to read.
Right.
We have book club tomorrow to talk about Silverly. We're very excited about that. But my other book club, which I enjoy so much, they're reading a book that I was like, you guys, I'm just not that interested, and I wanted to read something else. And so, but we're going for the vibes. We're going for the fellowship. I told them they can spoil it. So I am going into the rest of this year. I think I told you this before, but I'm going into books like I go into wine. If I have a glass and I'm not enjoying it, I'm going to put it down, get something else, and move on because there are more books than I will ever be able to finish reading. So if I'm not enjoying it,
that's right.
Moving on.
That's right.
Or sometimes I will pause, read something else, and come back to it. And that's when I get into the multiple book thing.
Yeah.
That's not my favorite, but I'd rather give myself a permission to pause.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is a book that you would recommend to anyone?
Okay, you answer this first.
Oh, okay. I would have to say The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I loved it. It was like her first debut novel. It came out a few years ago, so this is not a new one, but the world building is just amazing. You want to stay in that world. And the characters, I mean, I was literally sad like when it ended. I didn't want it to end. If you ever have one of those books. No, I wasn't like devastated like when Ally McBeal ended and I locked myself in the room to cry for like an hour. But I was really sad for several days, and it just stays with you. It's
so
beautiful.
Give a brief, no spoiler.
So The Night Circus, there's this girl and this boy, young woman, young man. They don't know each other, but they're each apprenticed to different magicians, and they have to do these tasks because these two magicians are in competition with each other via their respective apprentices. And the night circus appears once a year in the night.
Is it a literal circus?
Yes.
Okay.
It is, but it's like, yes, but there's magically things.
Okay.
And so that's where they do their magic to see who wins and who doesn't. Well, over time, these two never meet, but they know that they're kind of almost like orbiting each other. So there's a romance, but with the magic, it's just beautiful.
That sounds fun.
It's gorgeous. Highly, highly recommend. What about you? What would you highly, highly recommend?
Okay, I've been recommending this to everybody
Mm-hmm.
that asks me. I will bully anybody into reading this book. And ironically, I say I prefer a book, but I would recommend the audio version of this book, and it is The Hail Mary Project by Andy Weir. It is probably the best audiobook I've ever listened to, and I have high standards. It's going to be made into a movie in 2026, and if you at all trust our recommendations here, I'm begging you not to watch the preview to the movie. Just get the audiobook, because like the first section, major section where you're bonding with the main character, he's discovering what's going on. Okay, he wakes up, doesn't know where he is. There's like a computer talk. This is not a spoiler. There's like a computer guy talking to him. He's like, "What's your name?" He's like, "I don't know. What's going on here?" The computer guy's like, "You failed." So his memory is kind of coming back, right? And it's comical, and the anyways, but the trailer just tells you everything. So you miss out on the kind of self-discovery of being in his point of view. So you can watch the trailer, still read the book. It won't, I mean, but if you don't and just go into it blind, which I did, I highly recommend that avenue. The main character for the movie is being cast as Ryan Gosling. And again, I'm harsh, okay? I'm very critical. I have strong opinions about everything. You know,
it's a walking opinion.
But it is the perfect, like, would be my fan cast, because he's quirky, he's funny. It's just such a heartwarming tale. It's sci-fi, which is not my norm. And it's sciencey, but you don't have to be like a science person to understand what's going on. Like, again, no spoiler here, but at some point he's trying to figure out like what the gravitational pressure is, or anyways, he's trying to understand gravity, or the gravitational element of where he is, because he doesn't know where he is. And so he does this like really rudimentary experiment involving a string and a weight and measurements. And again, I'm not a sciencey person, but I understood what he was doing. And so you're kind of going along with him as he's self-discovering what's going on. And it's so good. It's good.
That little example you gave, it made me think of like MacGyver goes to space.
Yeah. No, it's really good. And if you're going on a road trip, get those earbuds and just enjoy it. But awesome. Yes, I would say that's what I've been trying to bully you into reading, for sure.
I know, and I need
plus we can go to the movie together when it comes out.
Ooh, yes.
I mean, you have a year, so it's fine.
Oh, I'll get it done before.
Yeah.
All right. If you could have a drink with a fictional character, who would it be and why?
I don't know. She asked me this. I knew that this was going to be on the list, and I've been thinking about it all day. I just don't know. There's so many.
So many.
I really don't know. This is such a bad answer. Okay, wait. I do have an answer. Hold on. Do I have that book behind me? I'm forgetting her name, the name of the character, but the wife in the book, A Time Traveler's Wife.
Yes.
I would like to have a philosophical conversation with her about her belief of, is your destiny fated or is it created? Because I love that book. That's a good question. And yeah, maybe that's my answer. Because that's one question about that book that I've read multiple times that I still don't know. I don't know how she would feel about it.
That's a very good question.
I wish I had the book behind me. Do I? Oh yeah, I do, right here. This book, Time Traveler's Wife.
Oh, yeah.
Made into a movie. The movie is not that great compared to the book. But anyway.
That is a very
what
good
about
question.
you?
For me, it would have to be, this is a newer book that I read this year, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. And the whole premise is that she makes a deal with, like, I don't know if he's a demon or whatever, but because she doesn't want to marry this one guy, and so she's gonna like live forever. But the thing is, she can't leave a mark. But she doesn't die. She lives, and this is like back in the 1600 France, and then it goes all the way up to modern day New York. And I guess I'd want to sit down with her and be like, I just want to know about your life, all the things you've seen and you got from France to over here, and like just all the changes. Like, what was the biggest change in all this time? Like, what shocked you the most? Like, coming from 1600s, like, and then just going through that, because at a certain point, everyone she knew, her parents, friends, everyone died.
Yeah.
The city she
Well,
is.
and how do you keep going?
I know.
That's I haven't read this
So
book, but I know it's going to be really good.
it's
I
good.
actually, I think, yeah, I told you this in our group chat. I ran into one of our book girls in the wild from our other book club, our big book club, and she literally got a tattoo, an Addie LaRue
Oh
tattoo. I was
yes.
like, you're not going to believe this. We were just talking about this. So, anyways, I know it's good. It's definitely
It's
on my
good.
list. It's on
So
my
now we have
list.
a bonus
So wait, is
question.
that both of ours are about kind of time travel-y?
They are kind of time travel-y.
See?
Oh, so maybe we need to watch Back to the Future.
Oh,
A
or maybe our next book club book that we suggest should be a time
time
travel book.
travel one. Yeah, that would, because I think deep down, Aubrea, I think you might. I mean, you definitely, you're a romantasy girl, historical, but I think you might be a sci-fi girly
I
too.
think I am. I think I'm discovering that. I read Disillusion
Is it up here?
right here. Oh my gosh,
Good.
I think I'm a sci-fi girly. So good. You'd love this. Actually, you should take this home. Oh, and look at you. I hopefully that'll show the tabs, but I did all the blue. But yeah, this is
Nice.
a great book.
Mm.
Many questions to discuss when you do read that one. So yeah, I guess we are sci-fi people,
Yeah,
sci-fi girls.
I like sci-fi. I grew up reading comic books, so like I was so excited when the new Superman movie came out. But so we have a bonus question.
Bonus question before we talk about what we're reading, what we're going to read next.
Right.
Who's your book boyfriend?
I would say Dorian, although Luther from Dorian from Throne of Glass. But I would say Luther from Spark of the Other Flame is a close second because he's just so great. And what about you?
Luther is great. Luther's great. Dorian's great. Listen, I'm such a sucker for a side character. All my favorite characters in all of our books are never the main character. They're all the side people. So from the moment that I met Cassian, before I really knew anything about Cassian, over here, okay? I know I'm basic. I'm just a Cassian girl. I don't.
You are.
It just is. I will break up with him if there becomes a better, but so far haven't met a better book boyfriend.
Cassian.
I'm a Cassian girl.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you reading now? What are you reading next?
I'm currently reading three things. Like while I work, I'm listening to this Grimm Legacy. It's a young adult. There's this repository, kind of like a library in New York, where they have all these historical things, magical things. Like they have Marie Antoinette's wig, and then they have this Grimm collection, which are items related to the Brothers Grimm stories. But things are getting stolen, and then there might be this big bird that's following people around. So anyhow, I'm about halfway through. It's fun.
Is it a YA fantasy?
It is,
Okay.
which I don't think I realized that when I pushed play, but it's still a good time, and it's easy enough to follow while I do my work. Like it doesn't require a whole lot of engagement.
Have you read any of the Brother Grimm's fairy tales?
Original ones?
Yeah, like
yes.
the originals.
Yes, and they are dark.
They're dark.
Well, they are dark. Talk about darkness. The other book I'm reading, this is my Kindle read, is Anathema by Carrie Lake.
Yes.
And I like it. I'm about halfway through. It is very, very dark. I think
the setting is super dark because it's in the woods. Dark. I read this too. Yes. I'm not butting in.
No, go ahead. Yeah, and it's dystopian, and she's human, but maybe she might not be human because there's this forest where something eats people. People go in and don't come out, but evidently that forest separates mortal world from the magical world. So and there's going to be a quest because the MMC is, what did you call him? Like very shadow daddy,
Yeah.
but he's cursed, and so I think they're going to go on a quest.
I think it
Maybe?
opens up with his backstory, like the first
Yes,
chapter
which
or
is
whatever is like
horrible.
how he was cursed. Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
nice.
so sad. And the other thing that I'm reading, and this is a slow project that we've all undertaken, and we will talk more about
Oh
this book
yes.
some other time. This is by J.J. Abrams and Doug Dorse. Yes, J.J. Abrams of Lost fame. It's called S. I'm not going to give too much about it. This is like a long-term read because we'll have to do a whole episode on
We
this
do.
at some point.
It's the most, this is probably the best book trope. I've read the intro. Okay, that's all I've had. And I like think it's probably the best book trophy up here.
It's amazing.
There's all kinds of inserted letters and notes in the margin. It's a book within a book within a book.
Yeah, and it's like there's a mystery, not beyond just the story in the book, but then the other mystery is about the author of that book, not J.J. Abrams, but the other one. So anyhow,
Yeah, we'll do something
we
more
will
specific when we get further into it.
further along. What are you reading?
Okay, I am reading Ninth House by Leah Bardot.
Lee Bardugo.
Words. I am probably 2/3 of the way through. I will probably finish it this weekend, probably tomorrow.
Okay.
But I'm having a great time. This is, I would call this a dark academic fantasy
Yeah.
book because it's set at Yale University. The main character, this is going to be no spoiler. All of these things that I say, you find out right at the beginning. Our main character, Alex Cross, is recruited by Yale to be part of the, I think it's called the Lethe house. But at Yale, there's 9 houses, okay? And each house is loosely connected with some kind of occult situation. And she's recruited to essentially manage the magic that happens during these houses' rituals. Okay? We just dive right into it in the first chapter. She is going to one of the houses' ritual where they it's kind of gross, but they essentially open up a man as stomach or guts or whatever, and they read them like tea leaves, and then they put him back together, send him on his way, he's fine. But what they read on the gut tea leaves is what they're gonna buy on the stock market, and that's how this house makes their money. Okay, and she has the ability to see greys, Grey, that are essentially ghosts, and she goes to these different houses rituals to ensure that these greys do not go through the veil that happen during these events, and that the dead should stay on their side and the living stay on this side. She's a terrible student. She also has to be a real student at Yale, and she's failing all of her classes, which is pretty funny. And then there's a murder and there's a mystery, and she's, kind of being a little bit detective-y, but still has to do all these tasks. It's very interesting. I do like it. I would say it's a darker book, so I wouldn't recommend it to like really young readers because it's got some darker themes.
And Lee Bardugo is the author of Shadow and Bone, which is on Netflix, which is a good series. I haven't read any of the books, but I enjoyed the series.
I haven't read or watched it, but that might be. Is that one that I hold off on watching and read the books first, or do I just go straight into it?
I don't know. I haven't read the books.
Okay.
So I bet the books are probably going to be better. Now
they're always better.
Always better. So next episode,
yes,
we're going to be talking about, is it up here?
Which one? Oh,
yes. We'll be talking about Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig.
And this is why I'm a book girl. Like, I'm sorry. Look at the cover. I'm such a sucker for sprayed edges now.
It is beautiful.
It is. It's what I need in my life. I'm excited about it.
Yes. So we're going to be talking about that. And we appreciate you joining us. If you have any comments or any other reading suggestions or feedback, yes, we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take any. Good, bad. What should we read?
Yes, what should we read? Any thoughts? If you have any favorite reads, if you want to answer any of the questions that we answered for you, we would love to get to know you better as well. So um,
This has been delightful.
it has. Thank you, Aubrea.
Cheers.
And thank you.
Cheers. Happy reading.